Hey guys, it's Meg. I am back this week with a new video for you. This is going to be our standard tarot reading for the week. Bonus points for this one. I have a couple of new decks that I want to try in a reading with you guys. So tuck in, let's get cozy. Yeah, and then we'll get to some cards. If you are interested, I do have some housekeeping things, and one of those things is that I am currently taking commission slots right now. 2 spots available for readings. So if you are interested in getting a private reading with me, there will be links to my website and social media in the description, so you can you can keep in touch. But if you are interested in getting a private reading with me, the link is on my website if you want to, get that process started. But I have also, like I just said, I've also included the rest of my social media if you want to keep in touch outside of YouTube. But while you're here, if you like what you see in the video, please go ahead and click the like, subscribe, and the bell buttons so you can stay in the loop for when I post new videos. And I think that is about it. I will be listing the decks I use for this reading in the description as well, so if you want to add these to your collection, you totally can. Give me a sec here. Okay. So like I said, we have a couple of new decks that I'm going to be testing in the reading for you guys, so I'm very, very excited to see what they have to say. And if you are new to a reading with me, if this is your first time ever seeing me do a reading, what I do is I will read cards from the middle of the deck, and I will also take the bottom card and the card on the top of the pile as our hidden energy and our clarifying energy. And if I move on to another deck, I always intend for the story to continue on from the last card. So let's see what comes up in the story for this week. This reading is timeless, and it is meant for you when you are meant to find it. This is in gratitude and much love for you being here with me this week. So let's see what is on the cards. Show us what we are meant to see, please. Whoops, okay. All right. So the first card, we have the Ace of Cups. Also, before I get too far, this is from the Crystal Power Tarot by Jayne Wallace. So we have the Ace of Cups starting out. So there is definitely the start of a new emotional pursuit. There might be some new feelings occurring in your space at this time. Because cups are associated with water, I'm getting that there's a new wave of something coming in, whether that's emotion, inspiration, something's happening in your space at this time, and I'm intrigued. I'm very intrigued, because there's certainly some things that have been coming up for you that have definitely tested you in the past, and it's made a lot of difficulties happen. But yeah, something new is starting. Also, let me read you the tagline on that. I welcome new love and trust what it brings. So, whether that's romantic, whether that's an inspiration to you or something that inspires you, I am intrigued by what's coming up. So, let's see where this goes. We have the Ace of Cups coming out first. Let's see what else we have. Next card, we have the Six of Wands. And this is, or the tagline on that, I am proud of what I achieve and accept my rewards. Okay, so this is talking about you acknowledging the work you've done, stepping into or I've seen some interpretations of this as saying you're stepping into the limelight and you are acknowledging that you've worked hard for what you've been able to do in your space. So, you know, there's definitely some accomplishments that you worked hard for, and now it's time to actualize them and take some credit where credit is due. So there's the Six of Wands. Okay, I'm gonna get 2 cards out of that. The next card we have is the King of Pentacles, and this is talking about being sure of your place in the world, or that's at least what the tagline suggests here. But I always like to think of the King of Pentacles as someone who is definitely authoritative, and they have good sense of their materials and resources, whether those resources are energetic, whether they are like finances, material resources. They are very good at understanding what they have and how to maybe disperse those things in a way that is aligned with their highest good and aligned with what they know they can do for other people. Now, that certainly doesn't mean, if you find that resonating with you, I'm going to put this up here with it, that there also may need to be a boundary in place as well, because, you know, if you give and give and give and don't replenish, you're going to burn out, you're going to be tired. Yeah, you know, if this card is resonating with you, you know who you are, you know what you're about, you know what you have to give, and you give in alignment with what is in your highest good. So that is the King of Pentacles. Okay, you know what, we had another card come out with the King of Pentacles, so I think I'm going to do a 5-card pull from the middle. That was 3, so the 4th card we have is the Six of Cups. Now, the tagline on that is, I remember and treasure past happiness. So I always like to equate the Six of Cups as a reconnection of some kind, or a homecoming that occurs for you. You know, oftentimes I've seen like 2 children exchanging items of some way. Maybe they're playing, they're doing some sort of activity that brings them happiness, that brings them togetherness. I like to equate the idea of homecoming to coming back to a place of your own comfort, coming home to yourself again, and understanding what your happiness means to you. So yeah, there's a coming home, a sense of nostalgia and reconnection with that, maybe that sense of comfort and that place of safety. So, okay, so yeah, there's the Six of Cups. For the final card from the middle, we have the Page of Cups. Now, this is someone, I'm going to give a very general description of this card here. I feel this is someone who is able to start applying the lessons they've learned in terms of channeling and understanding their emotions. They're very able to, yeah, they understand that they're feeling something. Maybe they don't know how to identify it just yet, but they are taking lessons learned and channeling those lessons into understanding their emotions. I get there because the thought process in my mind for the pages are that they're kind of the advanced beginners of their suit. So in this case, because water and cups are, they're tied to emotions. So cups, water, emotions. We get there. They're not as inexperienced as the aces, as the energy of the aces, but they have a little more experience. They don't have the experience of the king cards, but they know a little more than the aces. So they're learning how to do their element, if that makes any sense. The tagline on this is, "I'm as young as I choose to feel." So again, there's some childish energy, maybe. There's some inexperienced energies, but they're learning, and they're going to gain experience as they continue their journey. So there's the Page of Cups. I hope any of that made sense. But let's move on and see what our hidden energy and our clarifying energy will be. So we shuffle and see what those cards are going to be. So the hidden energy, we have the Page of Swords. Okay, so remember what we talked about. The pages are kind of the advanced beginners. Here we have someone who is learning to understand themselves in terms of their intellect or their smarts. They're definitely learning how to, again, channel that energy, because swords are associated with air. It tends to move. There's a lot of energy in this suit. So I think it's fair to say that the Page of Swords is someone who's taking their experiences they've gained so far and using them to channel their emotions and their intellect in this new place, because they've transitioned point A, point B. They're at point B now, and they're learning what this space is to them, what that energy might mean for them. Okay. The tagline here, "I take care of the detail and stay in control." So they're learning how to manage maybe not only themselves, but the space around them. So yeah, there's very generally, I think there's some energies in our space that we're learning how to let me try again. There's some energy in our spaces that we're learning how to manage, and we're starting to understand how that energy is working for us. Again, I hope that makes sense. Here's our hidden energy. So our clarifying energy is the Fool. We're starting fresh. We are starting absolutely new. There's a sense of spontaneity, a sense of being called on this journey. We're going. Certainly we don't know the road ahead of us. It looks like this character is looking back and looking at what they have at their disposal, because they certainly have some very beautiful energy already. They're new and they're going on this journey. But they're going into the unknown. They're walking potentially into an abyss out here, whereas all of this color and this light is here. But this is where they've been. This is what they've grown up understanding. Now it's time to go, right? And it's time to bring all of this light, all of this color out into the darkness here. So let's put our story together so far. Something new is beginning, okay? We've done the work. We've had a lot of accomplishments that we've come to, and now it's time to actualize them and accept them for what they are and what they've been to us. We've gained a lot of wisdom. We gained a lot of understanding of what we have to give. I think there's a lot of connection to our emotions and how we can use our emotions to our best good. I think how do we channel what we're feeling into our situation, and because of those emotions, we've had to learn what they mean to us and how to understand this transition and what that might mean for us down the line. Now it's time to go. Now it's time to go. We've done the work. We've been over here. We've been at point A. Now we're at point B. Let's journey through point B and see what that brings us. Okay. So there is the first portion of the reading. We're going to move on to our second portion. We have this. I'm absolutely in love with this deck. And I know I say that about all of them, but I love the aesthetics of this one. This is called The Tarot of the Divine by Yoshitani. And I saw this in the store, and I was like, I really should not be purchasing any new decks right now. However, this one called to me, and we're going to use it and see what message it brings for us. So, continuing the story of the Fool, let's see what journey we will be on with the Tarot of the Divine. Okay. One more shuffle. Okay. So the card that comes up first is the Ace of Swords. So we definitely have a new opportunity to grow, to understand what we have in our space right now, especially our mental space. There's a lot of, we're going to start a journey. We're moving again, right? And I think I like that I say that because look at what card came up first, or in this case, last of this pile. But because we're continuing the story, we're moving on. And I think this is a new journey is starting. And, it's interesting because we may have a lot of fear attached to what is happening around us, but we also have the mental and potentially physical capacity to come through that, right? We've already been through a transition in the first place. Let's see where the Ace of Swords goes for us. Second card. Oh, we have the Lovers. Okay, so we have some choices to make. There's a question of, immediately the question that comes to mind is, do we stay or do we go? What is the energy in our space that's allowing us to hold on? Yeah, we're holding on to something that we need to maybe let go of. What's holding us back? You know what? What's holding us back? And as I look at this, there's a lot of rope motif in this. Maybe we feel tied up in something that we know isn't serving us anymore. And we're presented with a choice of whether to hold on to it or let it go. And I feel like I'm harping on it, but that's the immediate thought that comes to mind. Especially because we're on this fool's journey now. We're stepping into the unknown, and we're fearful. We don't know. but we have a choice to make in this situation. Okay, we got there, I think. So there's the Lovers. Let's see what else. Okay. Seven of Swords. Okay. And actually, I have two cards here. So first card I saw was the Seven of Swords. So we need to check our motivations for doing things, because there's certainly some deceptions. We're looking over our shoulders a lot, and maybe we're looking for a way out of our situation. Maybe we didn't ask to have to go on this journey, but here we are. You know, we're here, and we don't want to be. So now we have to look for a way out, and there is no way out. I feel compelled to say there is no way out. So you have to grow through what you go through. Okay. Yeah. Let's move on from here. Unfortunately, we also have the Three of Swords coming out. So there's, ouch. I mean, dang. There's definitely some pain in your space right now, and I think that's normal. In the first file, we talked about reconnecting and going home and connecting with your happiness, but at the same time, a transition has happened, and you've had to leave behind that childhood, and that's potentially what is causing you pain, what is causing you to hurt. And look at this, there's lightning strikes, there's a lot of, maybe I'm going to equate that with the cloudy sky here. There's a lot of hurt associated with this card. Pain all around is the phrase that I heard in my head for this. Because yes, you're being struck like lightning, you're being pierced by swords. It just, ouch, holy shit, ouch, make it stop, right? Again, we're gonna grow through what we go through, okay? So I'm sorry, but I do feel, even if it's trite to say, I do feel it will get better. Okay, there's your Three of Swords. Okay, one more card from the middle. Let's see how we can help ourselves through this Three of Swords. We have the King of Swords. So immediately following the Three of Swords, I think it's fair to say we've been through some shit, right? We've definitely experienced some hurt. And, you know, now that we're here, we're definitely smarter for our experiences. But I think we have to be careful with the King of Swords here, because I feel like there's a tendency for us to put a wall up, especially, you know, some of us have built walls around ourselves to protect our hearts. And I feel like that's normal. You know, that's a normal thing to want to feel safe around yourself and others. But the thing is that in defending our castle and defending our walls, we've cut people down that really were only there to genuinely help us. And this is where I think understanding ourselves emotionally, understanding ourselves mentally, may help with understanding understanding our situation, okay? And that's hard, you know, developing emotional and mental intelligence, for better or for worse. And I really want to focus on emotional intelligence here. Developing those things are going to help us understand who really does have our back and who could probably go away. I'm sorry, I know what I'm trying to say, I'm just not articulating it very well. You're in charge. you know what you're about. Again, be careful, because you experience a lot, you have a lot of emotion, you experience a lot up here, and opening your perception might be the thing to help you through whatever you're experiencing with these two cards here. Actually, with these three cards here. So, maybe I'll yeah. Well, really, I pulled up those three cards, but really, it's the whole story here. So, those are our middle cards. Let's get our hidden energy and our, let's get our hidden energy and our clarifying energy and see where the story of this portion goes. So, yeah, we have the Knight of Wands coming up as our hidden energy. So, there's a lot of fire. We're experiencing a lot of, we're experiencing a lot of passion, certainly a lot of emotion. I keep coming back to that, and I think that is relevant because we've had a lot of passion sparked in us, and we've done a lot of, we're being asked to explore, and we're being asked to understand who we are as emotional, thinking, feeling creatures, right? Again, there's a lot of movement. And very generally, I equate knights with our movers and shakers in the world. Some of our energy is a little bit slower, some of our energy, especially in the Knight of Wands energy. In a Knight of Wands energy, it moves pretty quickly. So here, there's a lot of movement, and we're being asked to understand a lot of movement. I'm hung up on the movement aspect, so let's get our clarifying energy and see. Ooh, okay. Clarifying energy, we have the Star. Yeah, again, we're being asked to go. And again, there's a lot of dark motif in this. We're not looking ahead. We're looking back at what we have. We're looking back at what we're leaving behind. And if our call to action, if our call to duty is bringing all of our color and light into the world, now we've stepped into the darkness here. And no, we don't see what's ahead of us, but we have a guide, and we're not alone in doing it. We can see the light at the end of our tunnel, and we are not alone. We are not alone. We like that little sheep motif in there. Oh, again, we're not alone. We're with a companion. We're making this transition with people who truly care and love us. So there is the Star. Where I was going with the Knight of Wands, we may have been asked to move quickly. And it's kind of painful given our other cards, especially because we haven't, we didn't ask to be in the situation we got into. But here we are, and now we have to move through it, but we're not doing it alone because we have a guide and we have a friend in our time of need. So there is the Star. Okay. So we are going to move on from here. We're going to continue the story of the Star, but we're going to move into, I don't know what to call this one, because the box I bought this in just said the Tarot Pack. So that's what I'm going to call it. I think the person that either wrote the book, I don't know. It'll be in the description, but we're gonna move on to a new deck and see what the story is for the star. So let's see how we can help ourselves from the star. First card, we have the King of Wands, the Fire King. Again, there's a lot of passion, a lot of sparks. I don't know if this is necessarily controlling, but I think we need to be careful, because the king, certainly the Fire King or the King of Wands, is all about that passion, all about, all about making things happen. Yeah, making things happen. There's a lot of emotions, a lot of sparks, but I feel like this energy can easily get out of control if it's not given the chance to be understood. So again, I think this is where developing emotional and probably mental clarity, emotional maturity, will help channel this energy if this is resonating with you right now. So here's the Fire King to start off with. Second card, we have the Six of Air, Six of Swords, again with the transition. The difference here, judging that it's a bird motif, again, we're not transitioning alone. We are transitioning, we are changing, but we're not doing it alone. And things may look bleak, they may look, again, I got the image of this burnt out building for some reason here. I didn't get there because of the fire. However, from those ashes we can rebuild. I love that I just said that, because Phoenix rising, we can transition, we can make that change. It's going to burn us down and it's going to cause us pain, but we will rise again. And we have a helper to help us do that. I love it when that happens. Six of Air, we're in Six of Swords, we are transitioning. Okay. We also have the Ace of Fire, Ace of Wands. Something new is starting. Our passions are being ignited. Our passions are coming alive again, and we're definitely seeing it. I'm excited to see where this goes for us. Okay, next card. Let me shuffle this again. Six of Wands. Nope, I'm shuffling. Try to find. I originally pulled the Six of Wands off the top, but I think it's apropos to bring that up again, just because this is going to require a lot of hard work, a lot of personal and a lot of genuine commitment. Okay, so let's go with that. Second card, Two of Wands. Yeah, we're faced with another choice here. Yeah, Two of Wands. Wands are fire. Okay. We're faced with another choice here because we are being asked what we truly want and how we truly want to get there. Okay. I always imagine someone standing at the gateway to something big. Again, imagine the Fool card we got at the beginning, and the Lover's card. We're at a gateway, okay? We have the choice of staying or leaving our comfort zone. Do we stay in that little place in that little bubble of safety? Because there's certainly things out there that'll cause us pain, that'll cause us hurt. Or do we go out there? Do we risk getting hurt? Do we risk getting Do we risk making mistakes and making ourselves look foolish so we can grow and learn, right? That's the risk we take. And I think that's the risk we take every time we get out of bed, right? Do we stay or do we go? The choice is yours. Two of fire. Okay? Okay, Six of Fire came up again. Acknowledging our accomplishments and our past experiences is going to help us here. And this is where I think we need to pay attention, because this has come up again. Six of Wands, Six of Fire. We've done the dang thing. We've done the dang thing in the past. We're moving on. We're going to do the dang thing in the future. Right now, in this period, in this liminal period between the transition and doing the dang thing, there's a period of time where I think we need to sit back and say, you know what? That was hard as fuck, and I'm here now. I've done it. I've done it. Let me actualize it. Let me actualize it, and let me use this experience to get me over to point C. Because right now, we're here in this weird little space, and I don't feel right, and it hurts, and something's off. But if I go through this, if I grow and I go through it, I'm going to get to point C, right? Get to point C. Okay. Okay, guys. Here we go. Six of Fire, Six of Wands. Let's shuffle again and get our clarifying energy and our hidden energy, and we'll see how our story concludes. So, our hidden energy will be the High Priest. It's a Hierophant, I think. Yeah. So, again, this is someone who's knowledgeable, someone who's experienced, someone who has certainly religious and spiritual authority. I don't necessarily like putting that spin on it, just because I know a number of you watching this might not identify as religious or spiritual. I understand. So the way I always like to put, or the spin I always like to put on this card, is that there's a confidant and a confessor, and someone who genuinely wants to listen to you. And maybe you can be that person for somebody else. Maybe you can understand what that energy is or might mean for you as a person who's stepping into this role. There's a lot of emotion in this time right now for you, and I think what may help you process is reaching out and finding someone who can help you. There are certainly people there. I understand that it might not be your experience where you've had a whole lot of people just genuinely listening to you, but I guarantee if your goal is to be this person for somebody else, there is somebody else who has had the same goal who can do the same for you. Hope that made sense. But you remember how I said you weren't transitioning, you weren't making this transition alone? What did I tell you? What did I tell you? You're not alone. You're absolutely not alone. So, there's the High Priest, the Hierophant is how I'm understanding that. So, there we go. That's our hidden energy. What is our clarifying energy? We have the Six of Water, the Six of Cups. Another reconnection. Another homecoming. Another sense of peace and coming back to yourself Okay. Okay. It's very cool that we've had some repeat cards here. You will find yourself again. You will find yourself again. And when that happens, boy, ooh, I can't wait. I can't wait. Enough said. So that is it for this reading, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope this helped you in some way. Again, if you like what you saw in the video, please go ahead and hit the like, subscribe, and bell buttons. If you're interested in a private reading with me, go ahead and get in touch, and I will see you all very, very soon. I love you guys. Stay safe.